Hello, and welcome to Preemie Chats, a space where we connect, learn, and share stories about the world of prematurity. I'm Leah Whitehead. I'm a proud preemie parent and former journalist, and I'm so honored to have you join us here today for Preemie Chats. It is brought to you by Canadian Premature Babies Foundation, or CPBF, a parent-led charitable organization dedicated to supporting families, advocating for the needs of premature babies, and providing the latest information and resources to help parents and caregivers navigate this journey. So whether you're a parent, healthcare professional, researcher, or someone just interested in understanding more about preterm birth, you are in the right place. Together, we're building a supportive community where stories are shared, questions are answered, and no one feels alone. Be sure to visit our website, canadianpreemies.org, and there you will find helpful resources, our latest projects, and most importantly, a community of people who want to see our little ones thrive. If you're watching live, I invite you to please join the conversation. Share your questions and comments in the chat, and we will try to get to them during today's episode. And if you're watching a recorded session, you can still connect with us through our website. It's through meaningful discussions like this where we advance practice and grow together. And it's always interesting to see where people are watching from. And so please share where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you, hear some of your story, why you're interested in being here with us today. It's always just helps to build our community together. Now, if you know anything about the world of prematurity, you do know that it's really only been the past couple of decades where even talking about prematurity has got real prominence on the world stage. And before that, there wasn't much out there. Then foundations and associations began popping up to support premature babies and their families. The Canadian Premature Babies Foundation actually started the year before my daughter Tessa was born. And that same year, I got involved with CPBF after we were home. And since then, it has grown so much. And now we have all kinds of free resources. We have a huge network of families who are involved. And we really try to lighten the load of walking through this journey of prematurity. But more recently, another voice has started to rise up in our community. And it's a voice that's been largely unheard until now. And that's adults who were born prematurely. We as families, we already know this, that prematurity doesn't end at NICU discharge. It doesn't even end when kids are graduating from the perinatal follow-up program. Prematurity has lifelong impacts. And now, finally, we're seeing support spring up for adults who were born early. And that's why I'm so excited to introduce today's guest. He started his life in the NICU. And now he started something incredible, an association that connects adults born prematurely in his region. It's a space where people can reflect on their early experiences, share their stories, and connect with others who get it. And we know how important that is. People who understand what prematurity means long term. Peter Swinnen was born prematurely in Belgium in 1990. He was the first child in his family. His parents' early days, like so many of ours, were full of stress watching their tiny baby in an incubator. Growing up, Peter needed extra support with development and learning. But here's the thing, those early challenges never defined him. Today, Peter is thriving. He's built a career with more than 14 years of experience in the care sector, working in a residential center for the elderly. And in 2018, and this is what he's going to be talking about today, he founded Cokoen, an association dedicated to supporting adults who are born prematurely, just like him. So, welcome, Peter. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Hello, Leah. Thank you for the introduction. Um, I made a PowerPoint that I can share with you and other people. Okay, I hope you can see it. Everything all right? Then can we start? Thank you for the introduction and opportunity to present Cocoon with this presentation. It's quite special to do this for the Canadian Association. Next dia. First, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself, then about association, and finally provide my contact details. Who am I? I am Peter Swinnen. I'm the founder of Cokoen. Residence Belgium, the Flemish side, we speak mainly Dutch. I was born prematurely and spent the first weeks of my life in an incubator. I was born on February 15, 1990. I was born after 20 weeks of pregnancy, 3 months too early, and I lived 4 months in the incubator. My birth weight 630 grams and my birth size 32 inches. I have been part of a twin. My little twin brother Koen died 2 days after a premature birth. My work, I employ in a resident care center for the elderly for almost 13 years. My free time, I'm being creative at the future developing Cocoon as an association. The next dia on Genesis. True, I'm the only incubator child struggling with this premature birth. Thus far, there are no association in Belgium for people like me. The kick-off November 17, 2018, World Prematurity Day. The Idol launch date with media attention. An interview for a radio station called Radio 2 Antwerp and an article in several newspapers. Some numbers. 8% of the Belgian children are born premature. About numbers of Cook. 300 followers on our public Facebook page and nearly 50 people in our private Facebook group this year. Or next dia, the meaning of the logo. The association begins as a pseudonym Project CK, only to the unannounced to read name during the presentation Cocoon. The letters CK stands for the first letters of Cocoon, CK. Next, the association has a personal meaning for me. Cocoon as full name is small, cozy, safe. Next, Co means incubator, group, together, and Koen tribute to my late twin brother Koen. He sadly passed away 2 days after our birth. Our target group and goals. Our target group are young adults, and our goals are: 1. Provide information at our website and our Facebook page. And 2. Peer-to-peer contacts online to a private Facebook group only for peers and offline to do activities. Meeting each other is always the focus on our activities. Next. Next, I will show you some pictures of past activities from 2028 to 2025. Cokoen was launched with a presentation at the startup on 17 November 2018. Next. Next you see another picture of the startup of Cokoen, World Prematurity Day in the spotlight. Fun fact, it was the first time I spoke in front of an audience with a microphone. Very exciting for me. Next, on January 2019, our first activity, a discussion group. The next picture is from June 2019. We have a drink with the people at a summer ball called Zomergen. Next you see another picture of Zomergen. On November 2018 we participate at Warm-USA with running or walking in around the hospital buildings for a hospital project. Next also a picture of Warm-USA, encouragement on the floor, doing well. At July 2018 we visit the neonatologie of UZ Leuven. You can see a thank you gift with cookies for the department and the guide Anita. The next activity was October 2019. We visit a team room, childbirth and labor. The room was furnished in a residence care center. Also at the team room you can see an incubator. On January 2020 we played neon indoor mini golf. You can see animals playing around. Next, at 2020-2021, during the pandemic, we had several video calls with members. The next picture, at June 2021, we have a walk in Antwerp. Also with ice cream as it's up over. At the next picture, from bank to the other through a tunnel. And as last, crossing over by the ferry at that activity. At September 2021 we have breakfast in a park with good weather, you can see at the picture. The next activity was June 2021, rail biking dinner, a double activity, rail biking in the afternoon, and at the next picture, a dinner party in the evening. 2023 was a jubileum tour through 5 Flemish provinces for the celebration of Cokoen 5 years. At February 2024, we had a sweet walk in Antwerp. After handling in the voucher, we received something tasty in return. You can see. At the next picture, you see also the sweet things. At June 2024, we visit the neonatology of the USA with a large group of participants. At the next photo, you can see that we at September 2024 participating at the Koef Café in the Netherlands. In 2025, at May, we visit the neonatology of Zes Augustinus in collaboration with the Parent Association VVOC. The last picture, you can see the group of participants. Here we can the contact details. The email are contact@cocoon.org. You can mail me. I'm Peter Swinnen, founder of Cokoen. Check out our website www.cocoon.org. Our general Facebook page. You can see www.facebook.com/cocoon.exclusieuskinderen, and our private group only for peers. You can search Cocoon-Lotgenoten group. Thank you for your attention. Do you have any questions for me?
Thank you, Peter. That was great. So interesting to see all the gatherings that you have with people who, we hear a lot about supporting parents who have premature babies, but to see uh, adults who were born prematurely getting together is really cool and new. And so I wanted to ask you, what lessons have you learned in creating this association?
Oh, it's for me, I'm learning personally very much to create a website on my own, to to things do with Facebook more than I do uh, past. Talking with people, talking with organizations, doing crazy stuff. I'm with organization. Um, it means lot of me. Um,
I noticed in the name when you explained it, you talked about your brother being a part of the Cocoon name. And I just wondered, why was it important for you to include your brother in the association?
yeah, for me it's important to remember him, to call his name, to remember our story together at the first time at our life, in the 2 days after birth, and I think I need a name with incubator in Dutch, and Koen also. Dus you for me was important to him creating at the association. Uh,
I love that it's like safety as well in there. It's just a beautiful name that you came up with.
yeah, I will create a safety place also for the members to share the stories, share um, things with each other, learning to each other. It's very important to connect the other people in a safe space.
Mhm.
Only then can you at a good way share your story.
We had a comment from Ashley who says that she was born in Canada in 1983 at 24 weeks and she weighed 640 grams. She says that she runs a small Facebook group for adult preemies around the world and that it's been interesting to hear. Again, this is kind of a new space for people to hear all the different stories and see how everyone is doing as adults. And so, Peter, I wondered if you had any advice for others like yourself who are looking at starting an association like this one.
I think talk about as many people as you can about creating your association, creating your projects with students at work, with colleagues, um, with other people. Search in your country also what are associations. die went there up now, not only for the young adults, but also for the parents to collaborate, to learn, to do things like that. Um, you can share stuff. Um,
When you started the association, I imagine that you had goals that you wanted to accomplish. And now you have run since 2018. And so, has the association met your goals?
um, my thinking about um, also I can help one people in Belgium with my organization. The goal are good, and that's happening. I well, more than happening. I have more than 50 members at our group. Look at maybe 10 persons um, in real life at the moment to do our activities. Dus ja, it's, it's my goal are very good. And I see at the future that cocoons bring.
Is there anything else that you want to talk about? I know you mentioned the importance of sharing stories together.
Yeah,
Why do you feel it's important for adults who are born prematurely to share their stories together?
yeah, to learn from each other, but learn also for our own start in life. That's important. Um, this, that whole stuff is very neat to understand what you have doing at the past at the beginning of your life.
Mhm. Well, thank you so much, Peter, for joining us, for sharing about your association, all the wonderful ways that you are connecting adults. I think what you've shared today is inspiring. And I know that we talked about, you know, the challenge of communicating in English because you are in Belgium, but appreciate you putting together the presentation and communicating so well with us today. It was an honor to have you as our guest.
Thank you for the opportunity for Cocoon at Preemie Chats.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us for today's episode of Preemie Chats. A special thank you as well to Sanofi for their support of educational programs such as this one. Peter had so many great ideas of how to connect people. And I'd invite you again to check out our website, canadianpreemies.org, because we have suggestions on how you can fundraise, get together, create community, because when you have a family that has experienced prematurity, we do create a community together. And as I mentioned before, a community of people who want to see our little ones thrive. I will let you know as well that if you missed any part of today's episode or you want to rewatch it, you can see it on our website or on our YouTube channel. And while you're on our website, you will be reminded that we are a charitable organization, and CPBF relies on the generous support of people just like you. And your donation allows us, again, as a foundation who looks to support anybody on their experience of prematurity, whether they have children or were born prematurely themselves, every step of their journey. And together, we can create a brighter future for all preemies and their families. And speaking of brighter future, as the weather starts to change, we are coming into the fall this month. Then I want you to start thinking about our gala on November 6th. We are making a big splash for World. It's kind of the launch of World Prematurity Day season, which is the biggest day of the year for us. And it all starts here, November 6th in Toronto. If you can get there, please get there any way you can. We have people coming from all over Canada to join us for this special event. There's going to be delicious dining, memorable moments, an auction, which some really exciting auction items will be available there for you to bid on. And of course, purple, lots and lots of purple. The night will conclude with a special light ceremony, and that ceremony is something really unique. It's going to symbolize hope, resilience, and the community's commitment to giving premature babies the brightest start in life. And so tickets are available right now. I'd invite you to go to our website and get yours today. And if you have that hard to buy person on your list, you may want to think, if you buy this time of year for any holidays, that they may appreciate a ticket to the gala. So just tuck that in your back pocket as an idea for those who, again, want to create a brighter future for those born prematurely. Thank you for being a part of this community. I hope that we will see you next Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for another live edition of Preemie Chats.